Game of Thrones fans shocked by Jon Snow spin-off announcement. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we got breaking news that has set the entire Game of Thrones fandom on fire. Yes, you heard me right. The long-rumored Jon Snow spin-off series has officially been confirmed in a shocking announcement, and fans around the world can't stop talking about it. For years, people wondered if HBO would ever return to the story of Jon Snow after the divisive ending of Game of Thrones in 2019. While prequels like House of the Dragon have explored the Targaryen dynasty centuries earlier, no project dared to touch the fallout of the original series until now. The news of Jon Snow's spin-off didn't just surprise fans, it shocked them. Social media exploded. Reddit threads filled with theories. YouTube and TikTok lit up with reactions, from tears of joy to cautious skepticism. And today, we're diving deep into everything you need to know about this spin-off. What HBO announced, what Kit Harington has said, what the story might cover, how the fandom is reacting, and why this series could either redeem the ending of Game of Thrones or risk reopening old wounds. So grab your cloaks, feed your direwolves, and prepare yourselves. Because winter is coming again, and this time, Jon Snow is leading the way. Let's start with the breaking news itself. HBO officially confirmed that a spin-off centered on Jon Snow is in active development. This isn't just a rumor whispered in the halls of Westeros. It's a real project, with Kit Harington set to reprise his iconic role as the brooding, reluctant hero of the North. The announcement took place during an HBO press update, where executives revealed their broader plan for expanding the Game of Thrones universe. While most fans expected updates about House of the Dragon Season 3, few were prepared for the bombshell that Jon Snow's story would continue. The reveal was described as a new chapter set after the events of the original series, making this the first true sequel in the franchise's history. The most surprising part? Kit Harington isn't just starring. He's also serving as an executive producer, meaning he's heavily involved in shaping the creative direction. According to insiders, it was Kit himself who first pitched the concept to HBO, arguing that Jon's ending in Season 8 left too many unanswered questions. HBO executives agreed, and the spin-off was born. Now, HBO didn't drop a trailer, poster, or official title just yet, but they confirmed the spin-off is in active development, with scripts already being drafted and early creative teams attached. This is further along than most fans realized. Remember, HBO has scrapped multiple Thrones-related projects before, like the Blood Moon prequel that was filmed but never released. The fact they're publicly acknowledging this spin-off suggests a level of commitment we haven't seen for most other side projects. And that's why fans are shocked. For years, people assumed HBO wanted to distance itself from the divisive final season. Instead, they're leaning right into it, giving Jon Snow a chance at redemption, and giving fans a reason to return to Westeros. To understand why this spin-off is causing such a stir, we need to rewind and look at where Jon Snow's story ended in Game of Thrones. After 8 seasons of battles, betrayals, and shocking revelations, Jon's journey concluded with heartbreak. He discovered his true heritage as Aegon Targaryen, rightful heir to the Iron Throne. He watched Daenerys Targaryen descend into tyranny, torching King's Landing in a fiery massacre. And in the most painful moment of his life, Jon was forced to stab Daenerys in the heart, killing the woman he loved to save the realm from her rule. But his act of sacrifice didn't lead to glory or honor. Instead, Jon was exiled, banished to the Night's Watch to appease both Daenerys' supporters and those who saw him as a traitor. The final scenes showed Jon leading the free folk beyond the wall, Ghost by his side, into the snowy wilderness of the far north. His fate was left open-ended. Was he starting a new life as one of the free folk? Was he destined to fade into legend, remembered only in whispers? Or was this the beginning of something bigger? Fans were divided. Some saw this as poetic, Jon returning to where his journey began, beyond the wall. Others saw it as anticlimactic. After years of build-up about his destiny, lineage, and leadership, he was reduced to an outcast once again. And that's where the spin-off comes in. By picking up Jon's story after the finale, HBO has an opportunity to answer the burning questions fans have carried for years. What happens to Jon beyond the wall? Does his Targaryen bloodline still matter? Does he ever find peace, or is he doomed to carry his burdens forever? Now, let's speculate on what the spin-off might actually cover. HBO hasn't revealed specific plot details, but based on where we left Jon Snow, several possibilities stand out. 1. Jon and the Free Folk. The most obvious direction is exploring Jon's new life with the Free Folk. As their leader, he could face the challenges of rebuilding society beyond the wall. The Free Folk lost so much during the Great War, and now they need guidance. Jon, torn between his Stark upbringing and his Targaryen blood, could become their protector and bridge to the rest of Westeros. 2. New threats beyond the wall. Game of Thrones left the White Walkers destroyed, but George R.R. Martin's world is rich with lore. Could there be remnants of the others? Ancient creatures or magics that haven't been revealed yet? Jon's spin-off could introduce fresh dangers lurking in the far north, keeping the fantasy element alive. 3. Political ripples in Westeros. Even though Jon was exiled, Westeros hasn't forgotten him. He's a Targaryen with a legitimate claim to the throne. What if factions in Westeros still see him as a threat or a potential savior? We could see characters from the original series reappear, like Sansa, Arya, or even Bran, pulling Jon back into the political struggles he thought he'd left behind. 4. Jon's internal struggle. Perhaps the most compelling storyline isn't external at all, it's internal. Jon has always been defined by loss. Ygritte, Daenerys, his brothers, his father figure Ned Stark. How does he live with the weight of everything he's endured? This show could dive deep into his psyche, making it as much a character study as an adventure series. 5. The search for redemption. Jon's story has always been about sacrifice, but rarely about reward. This spin-off could finally give him a chance at redemption, at healing, and maybe even at happiness. Could Jon find love again? Could he find purpose beyond being a warrior and a leader? Fans are desperate to see him get closure. With so many directions to take, HBO has creative freedom. The only danger? Raising expectations too high. One of the most exciting aspects of this spin-off is Kit Harington's involvement. In multiple interviews, Kit has admitted he wasn't satisfied with where Jon Snow's story ended. He described Jon as not okay at the end of the series, a man broken by trauma and exile. According to Kit, Jon's journey didn't feel like a true conclusion, but rather the start of something unresolved. That's why Kit personally pitched the spin-off idea to HBO. Reports suggest he worked with writers to craft a vision of Jon's life beyond the wall. By taking on the role of executive producer, Kit ensures that Jon's story won't just be fan service. It will be authentic, rooted in the character's history and struggles.